effort and like little.
Jen, nobody cares. Like, read the room. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island USA, Season 8, Episode 26. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. I've been seeing all y'all, you search Queen E, Love Island, and you don't subscribe. Why? Just subscribe. The first round of clips were mainly Corbin's clips. It was him talking about forgetting he was in a couple with Kenzie, him saying that Kenzie has a rap sheet, so he knows she's going to be doing a madness in Casa Amor, him getting real physical with Parmita out the gate, him and Casey talking about them being more attracted to the Casa girls, Casey saying that he's more attracted to TT, and then Corbin really stoking the fire of Casey not being picked, saying, well, you weren't picked at the beginning anyways. We also had both guys saying that they no longer had to beg for affection from the girls and that these girls were university. I mean, y'all were there. Lord, do I really have to go through everything? And the last clip was Corbin basically saying he had the ick from Kenzie well before Casa.
I hate that comment. I'm not a scary person.
I said I'm not.
I know.
That's not a rude comment to say.
What I said was true. I am sorry if I disrespected you or anything like that.
It's just how you talk about me.
But that's how I was feeling.
Why is Kenzie worried about what Parmita was saying? She's like, I'm not a scary person. Parmita didn't say you were scary. If anything, she said she's not scared of you. She's agreeing. You're not scary. So I don't know why she was pressed about that. But anyways, Corbin gives a half-ass apology. He's like, oh, I'm sorry if I hurt you. And we know the ifs falls on deaf ears. And sure enough, his apology fell on deaf ears. Kada, thank you. Calls out a double standard, and she's like, you know what? The high school thing doesn't feel nice to hear, but we made the maturity comparisons too, so we can't be too mad. And I think Zach said something, and then she was like, no, it wasn't the same. So I was like, wait. I think what Zach had said was, well, both villas were talking shit, so we should just kind of nullify the offenses. And she was like, no, it is different. So I do agree with her there. The guys were definitely talking more shit, but with that whole maturity thing, both villas were doing the same thing. The next batch of clips were Kenzie and Corbin sneaking behind Caleb's back and Melanie's back, technically. Kenzie telling both guys the same thing. Oh, I'm just so into you. Oh no, I'm actually so into you. Her lying about the kiss with Corbin and then only telling Jen. It was just, child, it was all kinds of stuff. And the guys are like, oh, now we see why Caleb really thought there was something between him and Kenzie, because she sold him that story.
I mean, shit. I still liked Corbin, and I did want to, like, try it out with you.
I just feel like I wasn't informed of that. I feel like I was very blindsided, did put too much effort and energy towards you.
That's fair.
Caleb says he was blindsided, both at that recoupling where she chose Corbin and just watching how she was going back and forth in general. And he does say that he regrets putting so much energy into her. I wonder who else he would have been interested in. I know he liked Kada, but Kada is just so far up Zach's ass. I don't think that's ever going to change. So I wonder if there was anybody else who he was feeling a little bit. Then the girls, which is another double standard. Guys, we got to call them when we see them. We're going to call them when we see them. The girls are like, well, we're not going to say too much because we know she feels bad. So Dylan is over there moping. He's talking about, wow, watching this just makes me think about last night and how you were two-timing us and whatever. Most of Kenzie's footage was before Casa Amor. And I'm pretty sure they watched up until maybe like a day or two before Casa. So he knew what was going on with Corbin and Kenzie. I don't like, Dylan, I was feeling for you on Tuesday, but today, nah. How's he gonna act like, wow, I had no idea? Kenzie was like, you knew. And you went for it anyways. The people are calling you a scammer, Dylan. I think I agree with the people. The next clip started with Melanie kissing Corey, and I was like, what footage did they got on Melanie? But thankfully the rest was basically just Sincere. It was Sincere and Amora talking about their connection, how they want to explore things, how he was kissing her and kissing her and kissing her and kissing her and kissing her. And thankfully they included that clip from the Casa recoupling where he said, if I had more time, it would have been you. And as suspected, that's the one that really hit Melanie hard.
The last thing you said to her was, you would have told her, why didn't you just choose her? If you were able to say that, that little bit of time that you spent with her, you should have picked her. I'm tired of hearing he chose you. It's because I'm a fucking fool.
What a missed opportunity to not include the clip where he was like, oh, I even forget what Melanie looks like in a bad way. Child, that was crazy to me. What he said to Amora at the recoupling was crazy, and that clip was also crazy. So she's like, damn, if you really thought she was going to be the one with more time, why didn't you just pick her? Well, he didn't pick her because he knows he can run game on you. And she's aware. She's like, no, you think I'm a fool. You think I'm a fool. That's why you always come back to me. I should not be flattered that you choose me, you pick me, you love me, because you're just like affirming the fact that I'm a dodo. She didn't say all that. That's me saying it, but the sentiment is the same. Like, yeah, that's the reason why Sincere keeps staying with this girl. Like, I do think they have a genuine connection. That Sincere and Melanie connection from day 1, day 2, I think I was off by day 3. That was real. But I don't know what about, I guess maybe the soul situation really proved to him like, oh, this girl will fall for anything. And so that's why he keeps just running it back. Now, Sincere goes and does the dumbest thing. Instead of just sitting and taking accountability, because at this point, Melanie wasn't like yelling at him. She was, raising her voice a bit, but she wasn't like attacking him. She wasn't claws in. This man's gonna say, well, how are you gonna have smoke for me if you don't acknowledge the way that you treated Corbin? How the hell did she treat Sincere? Shut up!
You're like just disregarding what you did to Corbin
What did I do to Corbin?
when he came in.
You're playing a victim card.
I'm not playing no victim card. I've learned so much about myself. I'm sorry.
I don't fuck with a sorry. You always say you're gonna fix it, but you don't. You're not fixing anything.
Silence was the answer. Silence was the answer. At this point, because in the last episode, didn't he say, yeah, I say a lot and clearly it amounts to nothing? Say nothing. I would rather you just say nothing. Bryce is going to say, at this point, you should just say, you're right, you're right, you're right. I don't think he should say that either, because that too would be a lie. He doesn't even believe that she's right. He, in his mind, can still rationalize a lot of the things that he was doing before Casa Amor, in Casa Amor, after Casa Amor. And Melanie's going to say, we left things off before Casa with you saying, I'm going to fix things. I'm going to prove to you that I deserve you. I'm going to prove to you that I'm a better man. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better. And then Casa Amor, you do your madness. This man is going to say, no, but I showed my true intentions after Casa. That wasn't the agreement. The agreement was before Casa. And even if we want to say you proved yourself after Casa, number one, you weren't truly honest about what happened between you and Amora. So already, you're not trustworthy. And number two, he was running the same lines to Melanie that he was doing to Amora. Which is your biggest offense? It's like there's no differentiation with girl to girl. Like, it does not matter. Anybody can get it. Anybody, like, you're all the same. You're all just bodies to him. And unfortunately, one of these bodies going to accept him no matter what. The other two bodies, not so much. Amora and Soul, not so much. Melanie, though, and I feel for the girl. She then does her, being picked is not the prize. It's being respected. It sounds nice. I love that you keep saying it, but I don't have faith. I don't have faith she's going to stick by those words. She then cries. She storms off. I felt for the girl. I really did. She goes up to the change room and Anaya joins her. And basically she's like, I'm stupid.
You don't look stupid, baby. He looks stupid.
I look like the bitch that's always standing there when he's done doing his shit.
You did not know any of that stuff was going on. He bamboozled everybody.
She knew something was wrong, but we can all agree she did not know the extent of how bad this man was lying to her face. If anybody in this villa has been a dirty, stinking liar who lies, it's Sincere. Even the guy, for the fact that, guys, I can't even think straight. The fact that even the guys were dumbfounded by the things Sincere was doing, that's how you know this man is quite literally a pathological liar, and nobody truly knew what he really was doing. Nobody truly knew. So I wouldn't say that she's stupid for how things played out, but I would be side-eyeing her real hard if she was to go back to Sincere after this. After seeing what she saw, and most definitely after watching the season back, I think she has a sister or something. Anyway, I hope any of her family has been doing their own little movie night, taking clips of Sincere saying this, Sincere saying that, so that they have things to play for this girl to say, hey, I need you to snap out of it. Because guys, I'm going to be so serious. I do not have hope that she's going to leave this man. She's then going to end the conversation by saying, I know he's not a bad person. He just hasn't been good to me. The man literally admitted to saying half-truths and to spinning stories to get his way. Like, I cannot say, oh no, but I know he's a good person. Then you have the boys talking to Sincere. Corbin is like, nah, my dog, you wrong. You are so wrong for that. Enough of the bullshit. You should even be sleeping in soul ties tonight because we've had enough. While that conversation was going on, Anaya goes over, and I'm so guys, I'm so glad. Anaya goes over and she apologizes for yelling in Casey's face. I'm really happy that she acknowledged that that was outside of her character, because one thing that I had said, not in this video, but to my friends, was some of these people are, let's just say some of the things that happen on Love Island could not happen in real life. Could not happen in real life. All these girls yelling, you're all this kind of bitch, you're this, you're that, you're that, getting in somebody's face, screaming and whatnot. In certain spaces, that would not end well. Not at all. So I'm glad that she was like, yo, that actually was too far. I'm so sorry. Casey also apologizes for standing up. The rationale, I understand. Like, he wasn't being heard. He wanted to stand up to be heard. We know he's the shortest man in the village, yeah. But standing up always escalates the situation. That's why I was like, you should not stand up. I get the reasoning, but do not stand up. You're going to agitate the situation to a level you do not want it to get to. Over on the girls' side, TT apologizes to Anaya specifically, and she says sorry if she came off aggressive. Anaya actually gave her props. She was like, listen, one thing you're going to do is defend your man, so I can't even be mad at that. We also have Casey, who says he takes full accountability for everything that he said. The guys encourage him to have another conversation. Thankfully, the conversation they have later on in the episode goes really well. But at this point, I'll be so honest, I was like, do they have to talk? Do they have to? It went well, but I was worried. I really was worried. I hope that, so Casey admits that he had said a lot of dumb shit, right? I hope that he also acknowledges that he's quite ego-driven. He's driven by the ego when it's inflated, and he's driven by it when it's deflated. And he just becomes this person who's not pleasant to watch. And I'm glad he admits that he, said a lot of dumb things, but I also hope he acknowledges that ego part of him. Dylan says he's irritated with Kenzie because clearly she's a girl who just likes everybody. He was like, the guys were sitting in a circle. He's like, yeah, I know she likes me, but she also likes you. And she likes you. And she likes you. And she likes you. I said, oh my, Dylan, okay, relax. Like, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. But anyways, the girls are also calling Kenzie out. They're like, sis, now you know that ain't right. You know what you're doing was not right. And she does say, yeah, I can understand. Like, clearly I was doing a madness. She says she's not used to dating two guys at once, so it was hard for her to navigate. Are you used to telling the truth? Because that was an option. Telling the truth was an option. Sincere? Telling the truth is an option. Anyways, Zach, he has his tail between his legs. He's going to Kata, and he too could have chosen to just tell the truth.
Firstly, how are you?
Firstly, I'm pissed. There could have been more fucking kisses. There could have been more cuddles.
I didn't want to bring her back anyway. I would not have brought her back.
So why did you lie?
I'm not lying. I swear to God, every time I did it, I thought of you.
What Zach doesn't realize is, okay, it might have been irrelevant to him because he would have made the decision to stick with Kata anyways. But if you knew that it was irrelevant, if something is so irrelevant, then it shouldn't matter to say it. It shouldn't matter to be transparent about what actually happened in Casa. And you knew. Why was he pressed when movie night was on the horizon? Because he knew he hadn't been honest. This man wanted credit for a decision he literally did not get the chance to make. Stop taking credit for things you didn't do. Simply put. So then he's like, well, you know me, I'm not even that kind of guy. Like, because he was, really putting it on with that girl. He's going to say he was forcing himself. It didn't look like you were forced. You did not look like you were under duress. Don't do that. So he's like, yeah, that's not me. That's not what I would do. But what he would do, Kata, and I wish that she was more aware of this. When this man does not get his way, he leans into punishment. And I'm sorry, that alone would be enough for me to be like, Anyways, Kata forgives him. I don't. Before bed, Anaya and Carl cuddle and he affirms her, saying that she was speaking from the heart. Some people had an issue with me saying that I was looking at Carl for his reaction. But here's the thing. Because somebody was like, if Carl was to leave Anaya based on her reaction to Casey, that would be him centering himself in her like situation or whatever. If this did not happen, but if Carl witnessed that behavior and said, I'll be honest, that's not for me, he has the right to say that. He has the right. In the same way that the girls are upset at how the guys are moving in Casa More and they're saying, oh, you're a piece of shit, I don't want to deal with you. If Carl was to witness the way in which Anaya expresses herself when she's frustrated, and if he said, you know what, I don't know if that's compatible with me, he has the right. So for me, it wasn't like, oh yeah, he's definitely gonna chuck the girl because she's acting that way. But I was just wondering in my mind, is that like something that he's considering or whatever? But in this moment, he does confirm that, you know what, you're speaking from the heart. You had a lot of pent up emotions. I understand where you were coming from. We also have Jen, who tells Kenzie that she honestly doesn't care for all the drama, but she does have to stop hurting people. Casey tells TT that he's upset with himself because it's not nice to see him, see himself in the light that he was painted. He does say, that was me. I said all those things. I did all those things. That was me. And that was not nice to see. But he does thank TT for continuously having his back. We also have Melanie, who wanted to sleep in soul ties, but then couldn't sleep in soul ties because there was an owl. Girl, same. The way I cannot stand owls in particular. Very scary. So she decides to sleep on the couches by the lawn. I was very irritated by that because why wasn't Sincere sleeping in soul ties? Sincere was already in the bed before Melanie even made the decision to go sleep outside. Excuse me? Trinity says she respects Corbin because at least he cops up to his behavior. He's like, yeah, man, that's me. You feel bad about it? Sorry. But I did it though. I surely did. He was the only person, ironically enough, who actually took accountability. He's the only one. In the morning, Sincere says he's going to give Melanie some space, but he says that it's always been her. I don't know about y'all, but that sounded like a threat to me, child. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep receiving this turmoil, this torture. Oh God, no, pick somebody else. He makes her breakfast and she did accept it, but she did look miserable eating it. Caleb says he is putting in more work with Jaden than she's putting in with him. And he's like, she doesn't even compliment me. She doesn't say I look nice. Like, I'm always the one who has to go and speak to her and, really initiate conversation. I fear both of you guys want somebody who's more aggressive. And I think that you're just going to have to find new people because they both want to be pursued. Neither of them want to do the pursuing. Just find somebody else, child. Kenzie and Kata had a conversation where Kenzie was backtracking a little bit. She was like, the only thing that I am remorseful for was lying about the kiss with Corbin when I was still coupled up with Caleb. I said, oh. See, this makes me irritated why the girls were like, oh, let's not get on her too much. She already feels bad. Does she? Does she? No. Even Kata was like, sister, you're kind of giving Sincere. Yes. You're duplicitous. You say sweet nothings just to get your way with these guys. Like that's the same thing Sincere was doing. He just had a longer run of doing it. But yeah, girl, Kenzie, I don't know. Then Anaya and Sincere have a conversation and she's trying to be really affirming to him, but I low-key kind of wish she had a bit more smoke for him.
Honestly, Sincere, I'm really disappointed in you.
I'm disappointed in myself. I value our friendship a lot, Anaya.
I do too.
I just wasn't the friend that I should have been.
Feels like you just playing everybody in this bitch.
I don't know what to do now. I don't deserve her. That's how I kind of feel. I just feel so bad, bro.
Yeah, you look dumb as fuck.
Right. No, I want you to tell me this.
Sincere starts to do his thing. The woe is me. I'm sorry. I know I'm such a bad guy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she doesn't deserve me. She should feel the way that she feels. Like, yeah, oh my God. Like, I'm so tired. So tired. The man does this every time he's caught. He's really good too with the therapy speak. Your feelings are valid. I'm just a people pleaser. I understand that where I come from. Oh my gosh. Like, if you're weaponizing therapy speak, respectfully keep it. Truly keep it. The reason why I wish that Anaya had a bit more smoke for him was because they're the closest male-female friendship from the edit. That's what it seems like. So it would have been nice for him to really hear how badly he had hurt this girl from another girl that he obviously respects. And a girl who he had just offended the day before. Like, he had apologized for not sticking up for her more. So it would have been nice for Anaya to be like, let me drill this into your head. You're really coming off like a piece of shit, and here are the reasons why. Stop with the weak ass apologies. Stop with the explanation. Do better. But you know, Anaya was being soft and sweet, which is nice, but I personally just don't think Sincere deserved that. In the evening, Kenzie apologizes to Dylan. I don't even believe her apology, so we're just gonna move on. Then we have Anaya and Casey who have a conversation. Guys, I'll be so honest. This whole season, I've never like cried. I got real misty-eyed right here. I got real misty-eyed seeing Casey and Anaya's healing conversation. I'll be honest.
She'll be back, Carl.
Grandmama's coming.
I said a lot of bullshit in there.
Yeah.
Curled in a ball because I just cringed. I think I built up resentment that you didn't even know about. I was holding so much shit in because I didn't want to keep arguing. I don't want you to feel like, you know, you were a safe option.
I forgive you. So we good?
We're good.
I'm so glad that I never took a hard stance on either of these people because, first of all, they just feel like little siblings to me. Like, Anaya feels like a little sister. Casey feels like a little brother. So, like, from a little sister perspective, it was hard for me to always like coddle in the way that I had seen a lot of people do because I'm like, I want her to also see her own missteps. And then with Casey, it was hard for me to just attack because I could see the points where it's like, I think he's just a dumb little boy. Honestly, I think he's just a dumb little boy. So he does admit that he was resentful. I said, okay, we're getting somewhere. He was resentful. He was bottling up his true feelings, which is why he was speaking so recklessly when he finally got the chance to just let it all hang out. It came from that resentment. It came from him, you know, trying to manage Anaya's emotions preemptively so he wouldn't say what he actually wanted to say to keep her from having a reaction. And I know some people don't like when I bring up Anaya crying, but that was a real thing. Like, we saw her cry one time, but there were many moments where she would get emotional if he expresses himself to her. So he started to bottle things up. She had feelings that she also felt like she couldn't express. Like, they both have this articulation issue. Thankfully, they're able to properly articulate themselves now. They both say that they had good times, but, you know, the bad times were bad. Casey apologizes. She forgives him. She says that she wanted him to acknowledge that he was wrong. And now that he has, they can finally move on from this. They wish each other the best, and they even hug. Guys! I actually was emotional. Like, this felt so healing for me. I loved it. The episode ends with Sincere and Melanie having a chat. I'll be so honest. The mental fortitude that Melanie has is just astounding because the way she's able to still be cordial with this man is beyond me. No shade at all. I genuinely could not be in her, like, could not be me. Could not be me.
When I was younger, I always wanted to cater to other people's emotions.
You liked her. I saw the clips. You did like her. What about you and Soul was people pleasing?
It wasn't even about people pleasing. That was just disrespect. I know now that that is not what I want to be. Just disgusting.
And I don't feel bad that you feel disgusted. I'm gonna be honest.
I
You need to
agree.
figure that out. You do need to figure that
Yes.
out.
Here goes Sincere with the therapy talk again. The, you know, in my younger years, I was a people pleaser, and thank God Melanie caught on to that. Doesn't the tattoo she have represent like mental health and stuff? Maybe she's gotten therapy and she's like, let's unpack some things. Okay? You're not gonna get me. So she's like, show me where your actions were you being a people pleaser. Because to me, it sounded like you were just out for self-pleasure. And he admits that, yeah, it wasn't really people-pleasing. He was just being downright disrespectful. And she's like, yeah, you keep claiming you like me so much, but a person who likes me would not treat me like this. A person who likes anything wouldn't discard their thing with no care, with no regard, with no consideration. But that's what you do to me all the time. He's like, yeah, I understand. Sorry, it's not enough. And she's like, yeah, it's not. You keep doing this, and I can't keep being the dummy who falls for it every time. He says he knows this is not the kind of man he wants to be because it's disgusting, and Melanie doesn't deserve somebody like that. Listen, I say this all the time. When somebody tells you you deserve better, believe them. Believe them. Now, at the end of their conversation, I wasn't clear if she was ending things with him. I think she said, you don't deserve to be in a connection with me. And he just took it. There wasn't really a rebuttal to that. So I'm not clear if that's the end, but I hope that it is. Please, God, for the love of God, let it be the end. Whew. Next episode, there's going to be a recoupling, and there's going to be a dumping, and there's going to be a public vote. I feel like America hasn't gotten to vote much They got to vote on those 3 bombshells that came in and who they got to couple up with. They got to vote to bring Carl and Amora back. And then this. That's not enough. I don't know. That's not enough to me. But we'll see who gets dumped. If I'm to make a guess, Gall and Jen. Gall, whatever. Gall and Jen. And Jaden and Caleb. Y'all could all go. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.